Nice to meet you too.
It's George, the driver.
Hola, amigo.
Hola.
Right. When did you arrive in Santiago?
I arrived 2 days ago.
2 days ago?
I came the day before yesterday.
The day before yesterday. So anyway, you have been now enjoying the Cuban flavor.
Yeah, so far.
And this is your first time here in Santiago de Cuba. Okay.
For me, the second time.
Your second time, that's good. I would like to have the tickets that your rep
yes.
gave you. Okay, considering the tour. So today we're going to, George and myself, Felix, who is the tour guide, will have the pleasure to show you the city of Santiago de Cuba. Although I know that maybe because of all the information that you have got, you have just learned a little bit of Santiago de Cuba. But this is something that you're going to have in reality, so as to touch things with your hands, okay? Which is going to be actually the visit to the most important places in Santiago de Cuba. Nowadays, Santiago de Cuba is involved in many activities because we are also working, expecting to have a great moment, a great opportunity to celebrate the foundation of the village of Santiago de Cuba. That will be next year. Santiago de Cuba will be celebrating the 500th anniversary of its foundation. In particular, that will be on the 25th of July next year. Okay, the 500th anniversary, and this is something that will be a very big event in Santiago de Cuba. Every year on the 3rd of July up to the 9th, we celebrate the Caribbean Festival, and that is why we get lots of brothers and sisters, because this is what we call you, people who come from other Caribbean islands, because we do not treat you as guests, but as a family, because there is something that in a way, touch everything in us, the blood, because we all come from the same root, which is the African root. And also there were many people who went to different places. At the end of the day, we all came from the same tree. Okay, and that is why Santiago de Cuba, due to all these characteristics, is called the capital, or actually the capital of the Caribbean area. Okay, as we say, because Santiago de Cuba welcomes many people, okay, from many places, but in particular, this is a very good opportunity to celebrate this Caribbean Festival. After the festival, we start with the carnival for the children, okay, and on the 19th till the 27th, that will be for the whole week, we are going to celebrate the carnivals in Santiago de Cuba.
In July?
In July, yes, this month. Every year we have been celebrating the carnivals in Santiago de Cuba. For many years, even these carnivals have been compared with the carnivals in Rio de Janeiro. You know that after 1959, Santiago de Cuba, Cuba, has been the Spanish soldiers, they fought together in this area. This is a place, vamos parando por aquí y me recoges allá adelante.
¿Qué concepto al dar? Sí, sí.
What?
A los cubanos.
Of the Venezuelan and the government from Ecuador, okay, that they are helping Santiago de Cuba. Even you're going to see the medical school, how nice it has become. And many houses built by the Venezuelan governments were not affected. So they were very solid, very strong. And this is how we are now having more houses. For example, in that area, the government from Ecuador is now working and they are helping. They are building more than 200 houses on the other side flats. Okay, very good. Yes, well, those one exactly. And there will be more, and this area will be really busy having more apartments because this is what we have. Of course, the plan, the expectancy is to make a change in Santiago de Cuba in the period of 15 years.
Okay.
This is why. Okay.
The government of Ecuador is this building.
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Okay, many of them
Color
on the
one.
side. Okay, here, as you can see, we talk about the unknown soldiers. Many soldiers that they only make reference to the Spanish and the American soldiers, not to the Cuban Bambises, okay? So this is why that there was a year here that even the government said, no, we have to mention the Cuban people. That is why we have a place over there that they mention actually how Cubans also took part in this. How when Castro attacked the barracks, he was taking pictures. I mean, in the back to the mountains, something had been protected. Because by the time that Castro was trapped, one guy, the soldiers were given the order to shoot Fidel at once. Once the guy said he was a surgeon, Surgeon Sarria, asked who Fidel was. Castro stood up and said, I am Fidel. The soldier was about to shoot him, and he said, don't shoot that man. Ideals cannot be killed. So instead of taking... Yes, he violated the law. He disobeyed the order. And he did not use in the United States because the Spanish government sent him there. He was expelled from Cuba to live in the United States because he was a writer, a prominent writer. He had been in jail, he suffered prison, but afterwards he went to the United States where he knew exactly what capitalism was, at least the system. Now, during the First War that started in the year 1868, as I previously told you, that was led by Carlos Manuel de Céspedes. There were many contradictions between the leaders and also the soldiers. And that was a particular moment that the Spanish troops took advantage of that. They made a request and they asked the generals to surrender, just to live in peace. Antonio Maceo was the only one that refused that petition. In 1878, after the war had finished, he had a conversation with a Spanish officer, Arsenio Martinez Campos, and he pointed out that he wanted to continue fighting, that he didn't want to surrender. So he just simply told him, you keep your papers, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But he was the only one. So he couldn't fight. So he went to Jamaica. Okay? And in 1879 there was a small war, but it only lasted a few months. Now, Jose Marti, together with other generals, they came back to Cuba in 1895. And that was the period that, being in Jamaica, Antonio Maceo came back and arrived to, arrived in Cuba through
Antonio Maceo.
They used to, the slaves,
Antonio Maceo.
the soldiers also fought. No, they fought to that. So you can see that the position comes from this side, that the conditions in Cuba was very bad, and then you see the last one, that is very solid. Very That is that's what this means, exactly. That's the idea. And we also have other type of religions, but the main one is the Catholic one. So in 1868, once the war started, okay, the situation in the city, for example, in particular, was really bad because there were lots of sicknesses and people were dying, and that was a need of the Spanish government to move the cemetery to a place outside the city of Santiago de Cuba. Nowadays, because we are now having more construction, but this place was away from the city, was isolated. So in 1868, we started, okay, with the first burial here in the cemetery of Santiago de Cuba in 1868, at the very beginning of the War of Independence. Okay, this is where we have this cemetery. Of course, through the course of the years, we started to renovate this place. In Santiago de Cuba City, we have different cemeteries, but this is the main one. Okay, and in particular, we can see that inside you can have like a journey through history, because not only generals from our War of Independence are buried here, but also important personalities. I think that we have to be in a hurry because I want you to see something very important, the changing of the guard that we start in about 4 minutes. In the 30s, there was a contest here in order to build a monument dedicated to the memory of our national hero, Jose Marti. And this is what you're going to see there. Also in Cuba, this is the only place in the country and possibly in the world, I don't know if in another place there is at least the changing of the guard. We used to have that in Russia, in the Soviet Union, with Lenin at the Kremlin, and London as well, and in Bulgaria there was another one with Tito. In here we have the changing of the guard at Jose Marti's mausoleum. In here you have to be aware of the fact that if you're going to use the camera, they charge 5 books for that.
And where are we going?
Now we're going to have lunch at the Morro restaurant.
Morocco.
El Morro.
Oh, El Morro.
El Morro restaurant.
It's in the center? Or?
No, it's we are now going, let's say, south. We are now driving south because we are going to see the entrance of the Bay of Santiago de Cuba, to see the Caribbean Ocean. So have a look in here, a very nice place. That place, that area is called La Socapa. In here we have a local beach that is called La Estrella. People come here, okay, because it is not far from the city, and they use that part of the area that was a battery from the Spanish colonizers. And people come here mainly on weekends. And the place becomes really crowded. Yes. See this? Yes. Yes, no, that one is for tourists. See, it has the tea. That's tourist.
Tourist car.
And it's also government.
It's from the government. They rent that car through a company.
Alles is van de staat.
Yes.
Alles.
Cubans who live in the state and they come here, they rent a car. They bring the money for that.
But I was, this car, this brand that I
Yeah.
saw is Chinese, right?
Chinese, yes. Yes.
What I was saying, not all cheap places. How about this salvation now?
China is exporting.
This is a Caribbean Sea.
That's the Caribbean Sea, exactly.
Zo, prachtig.
We're in the south.
Dit gaan we die lunch hebben. Yeah, we're gonna have lunch.
Yes. Oops.
Oh, press it. Is the butter? Yeah, is the butter here?
And now these are people who are now spending their time in the national service. Okay, they spend 2 years in the national service.
Mooie,
The
mooie.
people, soldiers that we have here, people who work in the lighthouse. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ja, kijk.
The place was severely affected by the hurricane, and now they are refurbishing the houses because everything disappeared here during the hurricane.
Where are they used for?
No, they were used to keep all these things
Oh,
inside,
okay, inside,
but
oh.
they were blown, you know, and
Oh, okay, so
gone.
they have to, they're-
Yes. But now possibly they will do something.
Als je klaar bent.
Alright, ga een foto van je. Nou, goed.
Ja, je denkt Suriname is het wel.
Ik denk dat ze tegen jullie zeggen. We komen van noorden vandaag.
Wil je een foto hebben? Een moment op.